Machete amor, pretty little one that I adore. You're the one that my heart beats.
Honey, what are you doing?
I'm singing to the brisket.
Why?
Doesn't everybody sing to their brisket? Hello. Hot and fast. Well, that's the way we're going to be doing today's brisket. What we have here is a Packer brisket, and it's going to be pretty simple. Well, for the most part. Let's get here in the sink. All right, now with a Packer brisket, you're going to have to trim off a lot of fat, but there is a trick. If that brisket folds over like that, it means there's not a whole lot of fat. I mean, that's a good brisket when you do like that. When you hold it, it kind of stays out kind of straight. That's not very, there's a lot of fat on that one. So this one doesn't have a whole lot of fat. I'm just going to pat it dry a little bit real quick. And with a hot and fast, what we want to do, the trick for this, is we want to get the inside tender. So we're going to inject it, and we're also going to put it into a marinade. I don't know if anybody does that. Let's do it. Now, right here, let's get in here. Okay, now there's quite a bit of fat right here. We're going to leave probably quite a bit of that, and we're going to try to trim up some here. Because if you get down here, look, this is pretty level. And it goes up like that. So we're going to try to get this down some, so it's pretty straight, so it kind of cooks all at the same time. Pretty even. Alright, so we're going to trim off some right here. Trim this off. And there's a big thing of decal. That decal's right here. A big old hunk of fat. That is like a worthless piece of fat that you really can't do nothing with. So we'll cut that out. And you can probably trim this thing all day long if you want to. You can trim this little bit of fat off right here, you know, to make it nice and clean. But we're doing it kind of hot and fast, so this fat's going to kind of protect the meat. What we're going to do is we're going to cut inside here, because that is not going to cut down. Got it. Oh, there we go. All right, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to finish trimming this up. I'm going to cut off some from around this side over here. Like this piece of, like this big old piece right here, big old hunk of fat. Don't want that. And I'm just going to go ahead and level this thing out, or it's going to be pretty level, so I'm going to take some more off right here, and probably take a little bit off right here. Like this, really don't need this. It's kind of a sloppy piece of fat with some meat, really don't need that. Alright, so I'll be back and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Alright, I'm done trimming it. Just so you what I got. I cut a lot of that fat out. That was right here. I tried to do a little more. And you sit there, and some people would trim all the fat off this thing. That's just worthless, because that's good right there for cooking. So I cut out the fat right there, cut out the fat right here, left a lot of fat right here. And if you look down, it's going to be nice and be pretty even. So it's not it's going to cook pretty even. So when it gets about an internal temperature between 200 and 205, it's going to be ready. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put it in the pan. I'm going to throw this back in the fridge, get it back up nice and cold again. And we're going to make the marinade and the injection for it. So we'll be right back. All right, it's time to make the marinade. So we're going to do 2 cans of beer. Beer is a really good tenderizer. I mean, I don't know what else to do with beer, so instead to cook with it. We're going to do half a cup of dark brown sugar. And we're going to do 4 cloves of garlic. Here's an easy way to peel garlic cloves. Put into a jar. Lid on. They're peeled. Need a little trick, huh? Like that? I do. That one there had proved me wrong. And then we're going to do 1 small onion. We're going to chop this up in nice little chunks. 1 small onion. We're gonna chop this up in nice little chunks. And the garlic we're gonna chop into chunks as well. Put it in there. Put that in there. Garlic clove. Just gonna chop these up. Kind of bulky. And that's it. And what we're gonna do, I'm gonna stir this up, and I'm gonna put it into a bag like this, and then we'll put the brisket into here. We'll put that in the fridge. Then the injection we're gonna do today is going to be, set this to the side. All right, injection is gonna be beef broth and Worcestershire sauce. All right, so the injection is gonna be 2 cups of beef broth. We're gonna do half a cup of Worcestershire sauce. I'm gonna stir these up. That's pretty much it for the injection. Get our injector, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna do about every inch. We're just gonna inject it. What this injection is gonna do, it's gonna keep the meat nice and moist. So I'm not gonna have to wrap it or nothing. I'm not planning on wrapping it. All right, one more thing. Whenever you're injecting, go with the grains of the brisket. I forgot to say that. And what I'm gonna do, because see the grains are running this way, I'm gonna take my knife and I'm gonna cut a line right here in the meat. So it's gonna give me kind of like a guide. So when it's all done, I know where to cut it at. Just right here's the grains running right there. So you don't want to cut with the grains. You want to cut against the grains. That's awesome. So had a little squirt action there. That was awesome. So, all right, now we'll be back. All right, I just put the, got the brisket into the fruit saver bag. If you guys don't have one of these, pick one of these up. I use these things for everything. They're great. And I got it's the beer, the garlic, the onion, and brown sugar in there. So we're gonna put that in there overnight, about 12 hours, and then tomorrow we're gonna fire up the smoker and get this thing on there. Okay, so see you tomorrow. All right, just got outside and I put a brisket on. We're gonna go with the fat side down for right now. We're gonna be maintaining between 325 and 350 through this cook. And what the idea is that every half hour I'm just gonna keep flipping it. Every half hour. 20 minutes to half hour I'm just gonna keep flipping it. And 4 hours I'm gonna check the temperature. It should be right around 160, 165 in about 4 hours if I keep the same temperatures. And then the pan here, I've got apple juice in there. So we'll be back in 4 hours and see how it's going. Okay, it's been 4 hours, so we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take it out. I've been flipping it around every half hour or so. I'm gonna wrap the flat side up here to protect that. And we're gonna let this keep on going. All right. So I'm gonna put this in and put the temperature probe in and see where the temperature is. When this temperature gets to approximately, sorry, slip it in there pretty easy. When it gets to a temperature of 203, between 200 and 205, we'll say 203, this brisket's gonna be done. And it's gonna be absolutely gorgeous. I'll spit it real quick. And that'll be it. We'll be back. All right, I'm back. I just got done putting the probe in. Just want to let you know, I'll give you an update. I put the probe in and the temperature was at 181, so it actually had already gone past the stall stage. And what I'm spritzing the brisket with is water, and today I'm using also pecan wood and also oak wood, in case you guys wanted to know. Internal temperature is now hit 200. We're going to take it off. Alright, before we wrap it, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to put it into a cooler. That's what it looks like so far. The crust, see the skin the fat starting to split. Then the crust starting to form. Actually it's already formed, but the fat is nice and jelly. jelly pie. And we're gonna put some whiskey maple syrup barbecue sauce right on top of it while it rests. Pour it right on. Just let it rest in there. Then we're gonna wrap this up in the towel, put it in a cooler, and we're gonna leave it in here for about a good hour. And that's it. We'll be back in an hour to cut it into it. All right, so we'll be back. All right, it's been an hour that I've let it rest. Overall, it took 6.5 hours for this brisket to make. It was a 12.5 pound brisket. I cut probably about a half pound, 3/4 pounds off of fat. Put those. Yeah, this thing's still piping hot. All right. That whiskey maple syrup barbecue sauce is absolutely delicious. I have a recipe for that too. Look at my other videos. Look up whiskey maple syrup barbecue sauce. There we go. I'm just gonna cut it straight down. Just cut it straight in half. Oh, that knife just went right straight through there. Let's get this thing in the light. Look at this. Look at that. Juice just pour out. That's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful brisket. These ends right here, burn ends. Oh, look at that. Only 6.5 hours, hot and fast. That just melts in the mouth. Give it a try. That's really good. Now right here, that's where I cut that straight piece off right there. There we go. This gives me a guide of where to cut at. Try to cut about a pencil width. That's a beautiful, beautiful brisket. Right there, just like that. Get a nice smoke ring right there. Right here, right here. Nice deep smoke ring. That's exactly what you're looking for. All right, this was done in 6.5 hours, hot and fast. Like and subscribe. And I also heard, if anybody knows out there, I heard that kiwi juice is a very good tenderizer or an injector. If anybody's ever used kiwi juice, let me know. And if it's pretty good, I'll try one of my next briskets. So let me know. Anyhow, like and subscribe. See ya. All right, I'm gonna do a recap of the hot and fast brisket. Later on, after I'd already cut everything up, probably about an inch to probably about 1.5 inches, right around where the flat part was. It was pretty dry, but the more I cut into it, the more tender it got. The point was spot on. It was kind of weird. The point was really moist, really tender, and it was probably the best part of the brisket. However, I would still, between low and slow, probably hot and fast, I would still probably go with probably the low and slow method. I did low and slow method on the prime brisket that I did earlier. It came out really well. This one here, it still came out well. It's just a little bit dry. It was dry around, like right around the edges where the flat was. Just want to give you that update. So anyhow, like I said before, like and subscribe. See you.